Have you ever wondered why some of your local ponds, rivers, lakes, or beaches get covered in a green sludge of algae? It's caused by eutrophication, which is the process by which a body of water receives excessive amounts of nutrients that bacteria and algae thrive from and bloom rapidly, filling the waters with excess biomass, kind of like the one located behind me. The bloom then dies, decomposes, and further depletes the waters to hypoxic, low oxygen conditions. This process has created the largest dead zone in the U.S., located in the northern Gulf of Mexico and averaging in size of 10,250 miles squared, according to the Hypoxia Advisory Panel study in 2010. Much of the nutrient pollution is attributed from agricultural practices, fertilizer use, human and animal waste, water treatment, and industrial discharge. This wicked problem has become a serious environmental issue, causing hundreds of aquatic animals to wash ashore on the Gulf of Mexico's pristine beaches, which in turn has negatively impacted the many local tourist and fishing economies located around the Gulf of Mexico.
Been an excess of algal blooms going on right in this little bay here off of the Gulf of Mexico. If you can, I don't know if you can see it so well around the mangroves there. It's definitely sitting around there. I mean, it smells pretty bad out here. But on this dock here, that's actually normally quite crowded around this time of the year. As you can tell, it's very nice out. But this is certainly indicating that the increase of phosphorus and nitrogen fertilizers that we're using in the Mississippi River for agriculture has not only affected the area around the mouth of the Mississippi, but is actually carrying all the way here into Florida, as far out east as here, and is definitely taking a toll, as I said before, on the tourist industry that normally takes up this whole dock. Here we go, this is a great spot here. You can definitely see like that collection of sort of decaying material down there that's just been collecting for however many recent cleanup efforts. We're not really seeing too many like dead marine life that happens to sit around, but it's not attracting much. I kind of moved a little further into the mangroves here along this dock, and I don't really see anything swimming around down there, and you can actually even see like just like this film of algae that's sitting on top.
When fertilizers based with nitrogen and phosphorus are used in agricultural activities along the Mississippi River and Mississippi River Basin. These fertilizers both run off into the Mississippi River whenever it rains or whenever crops are watered. It's going to run off into the Mississippi River. The phosphorus cycle ends about there. The phosphorus cycle usually takes place mostly within the plants. The phosphorus is mostly a problem because it actually acts as a fertilizer for algae in the water as well. The nitrogen cycle takes place in the water when the nitrogen is introduced into the water and algae begins to grow. The algae will grow and consume all of the nitrogen in the water and phosphorus for that matter. And that's why during the growing season we see eutrophication, and then during the non-growing season when no fertilizers are being used and the algae consumes all of the nitrogen and phosphorus, that all of it goes away when the growing season is over. But the nitrogen causes the algae to grow as well as phosphorus, and when the algae continues to grow, it eventually consumes all of the nitrogen and phosphorus. And once it does, the bacteria will begin to break down the dying algae, and then that depletes the oxygen level in the water, which in terms kills fish. All aquatic life, if they don't have a chance to leave the area, will die due to hypoxic water with no oxygen.
The constant demand for corn and soy food products for industrial livestock feed has spread subsidized monoculture farming to all parts of the Mississippi River Basin. Along with the agrochemicals and fertilizers that come, the country still has not acknowledged the ever-present issue of climate change. and this has led to unregulated amounts of nutrients washing away in the Gulf of Mexico as sea temperatures are on the rise. What once was a seasonal algal bloom has turned into a permanent hypoxic dead zone that grows year by year. Many aquatic animals that once thrived in this environment have fled the area or have washed up dead on shore. That now the freshwater land sources are compromised. Toxic levels of nitrate have penetrated many local freshwater sources. These amounts are enough to cause developmental and reproductive health issues in individuals that consume the water. The paradigm has shifted. Communities are coming together to manage pollution, the government regulations are respected, and local stakeholders work together in committees to ensure accountability and functionality. Rapid advancements are being made for low input farming technologies. Monumental legislation has been passed by the federal government to regulate agrochemicals with stricter crop rotation regulations and subsidies for polyculture and organic farms.
We have a vision to reverse current impacts in the Gulf of Mexico that eutrophication has had. We also hope to find a balance in agriculture in order to stop future impacts of eutrophication. In order to do this, we will need our stakeholders to work together, such as farmers, agricultural business owners, and fishermen in the Gulf of Mexico. Having a common vision between all of these stakeholders is one of the most important things. But once you have that, then we need to establish a good communication line in order to stay on the same page with each other. In order to stop future impacts of eutrophication in the Gulf of Mexico, certain agricultural regulations will need to be in place, such as organic farming and moving away from man-made fertilizers that are high in phosphorus and nitrogen content. This will help by significantly reducing the flow of nitrogen and phosphorus into the Gulf of Mexico. In addition to this, there should be regulation on fishing and water activity in the Gulf of Mexico in order to help start curing the problems of eutrophication and its effects.